If you are thinking about buying a Tesla in 2021, then you gotta watch this video. This is the one for you because I have not only made dozens and dozens of videos on the Tesla and the whole Tesla ecosystem, but I have helped hundreds of people make the switch to a Tesla. I've helped many people personally kind of gone through step-by-step the buying process. And after being an owner myself for the past 2 years, personally, I have a lot of insights. I've made a lot of mistakes and a lot I'd like to share with you guys as well as those in this wonderful community who subscribe to this channel, who are super helpful, super kind, and just want to help give you some good info as well. So in this video, let me kind of break down 12 tips, tricks, secrets of the Tesla buying process, some things you might not have known to make sure you get the right car and to make sure you get the very most out of that brand new Tesla. So first things first, before you click order on the Tesla website, you kind of want to narrow down which model you want to go with. And I made videos on this before. I'll link some up here and down below. But you kind of want to make the obvious difference. What do you want? An S or an X? You looking to ball out and go with the best of the best? Or go to something that's still great like a 3 or Y? That is an important question you have to make and kind of answer for yourself. And also, what type of battery do you want to go with? Do you want to go long range? Do you want to go standard range plus? Lots of insights and lots of thinking to do on which model you should go with, but once you kind of narrow down what you want to go with, that'll definitely help the other parts of this process go much smoother and much easier, especially if you want to buy used or do an inventory car, stuff we'll get to in a second. But just kind of keep in mind what model Tesla you want to go with, what kind of your preferences in terms of color, in terms of interior finishings and wheels and stuff like that. And once you narrow that down, that'll help things go exponentially smoother a little later on in the process. You also, of course, want to decide if you want to go new or if you want to go used. Now, buying a used Tesla is not a bad way to go. It's just important to sort of look and see what year that car is, specifically what hardware it has inside, to see if it's capable of doing all the things that you want to do. For example, I know many people who are very happy with an older Model S from 2014, 2015, 2016. They love the car, but it doesn't have the hardware required to do some of the newer things, like the newer hardware visualization or the rumored full self-driving subscription coming soon that requires hardware 3, at least that's the rumor. So if you have hardware older than that, like 2 or 2.5, you're missing out on some of those features. There's also instances where the cars are missing physical components, like they don't have the cameras or some of the autopilot technology necessary to do all the latest and greatest stuff. So going used is not a bad way to go, and you can certainly save some money, even though right now the used market is kind of a crazy hot topic and a video for another day. Going used is not a bad way to go. Just keep in mind the older you go, the more features you might potentially miss out on now and in the future. But just do your homework, do your due diligence. Definitely check to see if the used market is good in your area, because going used, especially with a year or two old Model 3, is certainly not a bad way to go at all. Something else to do before you buy that new Tesla is to look in Tesla's existing inventory fleet and also at their used cars available as well. When you go onto the Tesla website and kind of go through the process, you're sort of immediately thrown into the custom car building process, which is not a bad way to go, but oftentimes you can get your car faster and potentially even cheaper if you go through this little trick I'll show you right now. So we're going to do this in real time. We're going to go onto the Tesla website as I adjust my mic here, and we're going to go to the upper right to the menu here. We're going to go to the existing inventory. Existing inventory cars are basically cars that are new and Tesla has built that are usually closer to you potentially and also faster to get. So if, for example, here, if I wanted to get a 2021 Model 3 long range and I wanted the red exterior, I wanted the standard wheels, and I wanted no FSD, just kind of the base package here with a white interior, I could get this car much faster because it is near me here in Orange County. I can see that it has less than 50 miles on the odometer, and it is here in Orange County, California. So if I wanted this exact spec, I could just go through the process and buy this car now and not have to wait for the car to get built or have to wait for a VIN to be assigned. I could just jump in, get this car now, and be good to go. You'll notice, though, that there's not a whole lot of available inventory right now, just because it's the end of the quarter as I'm recording this video, and there's not a whole lot of time left. But we can kind of go through here and look and see if there's any Model S's, any Model X's, any Model Y's. Not a whole lot right now. It's kind of slim pickings. And of course, you can go on the side here and sort of narrow down your options. But if we take a look at the used tab, we can also see different cars on here as well. So here's where I was talking about used cars. Here's a 2018 Model 3. Of course, not a bad way to go. It's got 43,000 miles-ish on there. It's in Santa Barbara. And you can get that, again, for $50,000. This is a long-range model. Looks kind of cool. This also has FSD, so I guess that's a little bit of a upgrade there as well. and you can just kind of go through here and see what Tesla's offering. Again, the used car market's a little crazy right now, so there's maybe not the best deals on some of these cars, but it's definitely important to kind of check and see what is near you in your particular location to see if there's any deals that could be had. Because here, a 2020 Model 3, it's a standard range model here. It's got the red multi-coat paint, it's got the standard wheel, it's got FSD, and it's got less than $5,000 on the odometer. This is still a great car. It's a year old, and it doesn't have, let's see, does it have like the, no, it doesn't have the chrome delete, but you're not really missing much on that 1-year-old car. So again, just, you know, prices and all that stuff is going to vary and going to fluctuate, but just look and see what is near you to see if there's potentially a deal to be had. And again, if you want to go new and find an existing inventory car, get that car, get locked to the VIN, and get that car potentially much quicker than going through the whole process from scratch. Next, let me talk briefly about the Tesla buying process. Now, I did a much more in-depth video when my mom purchased her Model Y just a few months ago at this point. I'll leave a link to that video up here and down below where I kind of really go step by step. But to answer some common questions and to clear up some misconceptions, first things first, if you want to finance directly through Tesla for a loan, you can do that. Basically, Tesla just goes out through their finance team and kind of fetches loans from various banks. You can let Tesla do that, and if you're not completely satisfied with the rate Tesla gives you, you can actually email the finance team and tell them you want them to look for a better interest rate. This has been reported on Reddit multiple times, and there have been various cases where this has been quite successful. So if you do go through Tesla and you're not happy with that interest rate, email the finance team directly, ask them to check again, and oftentimes you can get yourself a better interest rate. Of course, you can go and get your own financing. If you want to go through a credit union or your own local bank, you can get your financing for your car done through there as well. And then, of course, leasing is done directly through Tesla, and you can plug in all the numbers on the site, see what that's going to be like. But yeah, you do not have to go through Tesla to get financing done for the car. And if you do, you can oftentimes email them to ask for a better interest rate on that loan. Another question I see pop up a lot is that yes, you can sort of pause your order and put it on hold, I think for like 2 or 3 months, I think is the maximum. I'm not sure. Tesla seems to change the duration of that window all the time, but you can at least for a couple of weeks, up to a couple of months per se, put your order on hold. So if you maybe are moving or something came up, a big life event, you want to kind of put that order on hold and not take delivery, you can sort of pause the purchasing process, put that place on hold, and be able to pick that up a little later time. You will, I think, lose your car. So I think that if your car is kind of tied to, or your account rather, is tied to a VIN, you will lose that car as it's going to be sold to somebody else, but you won't sort of lose all your other progress. In a sense, you can sort of resume and go through the process again. Just something to keep in mind, if you do want to sort of pause that order, you do have the ability to do that. Also, trading in a car through Tesla is super simple as well. I'd heard horror stories. It was bad, and people had bad experiences. Mine with my parents was not bad at all. They had a Lincoln Navigator. They wanted to trade in. We essentially just went through the process on the website. We put in the odometer information. We took some pictures. Tesla gave us a valuation that we could either accept or deny. When we accepted it, we just drove the car there for delivery. We handed over the keys. We gave them a copy of the title, and then you just do everything, at least for us here in California, digitally. You go on the California DMV website and you just electronically sign over that car to Tesla, and the value of that trade-in goes towards what you are putting down due at signing. So you could potentially save yourself a good amount of money by trading in a car through that process. Something else you should do, whether it's before you take delivery or even before you decide to sort of buy your Tesla, is to look at the incentives available in your area or in your state. For example, there's a great website here, or a page rather, on Tesla's website that shows you the different incentives in your state. I can see here in California, there is a up to $2,000 or $4,500 rebate based on income here in the state. So the state will actually give you a check of that amount of money based on your income and what car you get. And you can also get a $1,500 clean fuel reward as well of all cars registered in California. And then, of course, there are different incentives based on your utility company. So some utility companies would give you, I believe, like LADWP, they would give you a credit towards a home charger install, I think up to $500. San Diego Gas and Electric gave me, I think, $600 towards bill credits. And then I think SoCal Gas, or SoCal Edison rather, was giving away $1,000 just as a check. So the incentives are going to kind of vary vary based off your electric company, but definitely look and see what incentives are available through the state, what incentives are available through your local utility company, and also other various incentives as well. If you just kind of Google around like Southern California EV incentives, you'd be surprised on what you could find. And some that are available in the state aren't even on here. For example, in California, if you drive a clean air vehicle, you can actually drive in the carpool lane as a solo driver, usually reserved for people with more than one person in the car. If you own an EV and you drive an EV, you can do that by yourself. All you have to do is get stickers. I think they're like $10 that you can go through and go through the DMV and get those. That is, I guess, not a cashback thing, but it is an incentive and a really cool perk of owning an EV that is not on the website. So just do your due diligence, check through the different processes and the different websites regarding things in your state, in your area, to see what incentives are available to you, because there could be, like in California, I mean, you're looking at a couple $1,000s through the state, $1,500 clean fuel reward here, and then another one through the utility company. I mean, that's a couple $1,000s that kind of really adds up quickly that you can get back just for getting that Tesla. Something else you definitely want to do is figure out your home charging solution before you take delivery. Trust me, I've been through the process of jumping through hoops. You're just going to have this all squared away before you take delivery. Definitely make sure you see if you're going to install a home charger, what that's going to cost. Make sure you get the appropriate outlet installed. Typically, it's a NEMA 1450. If you have a pre-existing plug in your garage, like I did, like a dryer outlet, make sure that you get the right mobile connector from Tesla so you're ready to go on day one, since those are no longer included. Just make sure you have your charging solution all squared away so you're good to go. And if you're not planning to charge at home, but maybe you're going to charge at work with a Charge Pointer EV Go station, make sure you have the account all set up, put the credit card info in there ahead of time so you're just ready to go and just pull up, start charging, not having to fool around with having to download the app and make the account later on. Just do all that before you take delivery, and your future self will definitely thank you. Something else, of course, you should do is shop around for insurance for your Tesla. This can be done by just kind of going online and doing your homework on different insurance plans. It has been very interesting here in California to see how wildly rates can vary depending on different companies and where you are. Tesla has their own insurance in the state, which is pretty good, but I'm actually still cheaper through my own insurance. Just do your homework, go on websites and compare different plans, and just make sure you get that insurance all squared away so you're not either pleasantly surprised or unpleasantly surprised based off what that price could be on your Tesla. Also, be sure to see if your area requires you to have proof of insurance on that new Tesla or not. Like in California, you just have to show you have current insurance for your current vehicle, and you can add your Tesla on your policy later. But some states require you to have that Tesla VIN added to your insurance before you take delivery. So just make sure you got all that squared away so you could be good to go and enjoy that Tesla delivery day. And last, but certainly not least, I know I've talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again because I think it's very important, and that is to be sure that you keep track of your premium connectivity trial. This is sort of your car's data plan. It lets you do things like stream video and stream music, get satellite maps, live traffic visualization, all that stuff. And it's important to kind of keep in mind what you have and when it expires, because there's a lot your car misses out on if it doesn't have that plan active. Luckily, it's easy to rectify the situation. You can go through the app and subscribe to premium connectivity, but just be sure you know when yours is going to expire. Again, a little quick hint here: if you have a Standard Range Plus Model 3, you get 30 days of premium connectivity for free, and then it expires and you have to pay $10 a month. If you have a long range or performance Tesla, you get 1 year for free of premium connectivity. So a really big difference there between 30 days and 12 months. So just kind of keep that in mind when you get your car. Just make sure that doesn't expire, because once you do, it's going to really limit the functionality of your car. All right, and I think that is it for this video. What do you guys think? What are you most looking forward to if you haven't taken delivery of your Tesla? What are you most looking forward to? What have you done to prepare? What accessories have you gotten? To let me know down below. And also, for those of you who have gone through the process, what advice would you give to someone who is contemplating the purchase of a Tesla, or who is kind of going through the research stage of the buying process? What can you do to save money, be more efficient, and just make your Tesla experience even better? Leave those pieces of advice and comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I will see you guys in the next one.